Good evening. Welcome in Daily UPSC Editorial Radio program. We are what we feel. Times of India. Easily provoked the Hindu. Now the full editorial. We are what we feel. The Times of India. Daniel Kah- Kahneman, 2002 economics Nobel winner, showed emotions guide decisions. A young Jewish boy was rushing home in Nazi occupied Paris, trying to avoid attention. He had missed the 6 p.m. curfew and the Star of David on his sweater, a compulsory identifier for Jews, meant trouble that seemed to come in the form of an approaching German in a black uniform of the dreaded SS. What happened next would influence the evolution of economic theory later. The German stopped him and spoke with emotion. He pulled out his wallet and showed him the picture of a child. He finally sent the boy home with some money. It led Kahneman to conclude people are endlessly complicated and interesting. Economics built its theoretical framework around unemotional human beings who made rational choices. Kahneman and his collaborator Amos Tversky injected a dose of realism in this framework. This happened by integrating lessons from psychology into a decision making of the economic man. It is intuitive. We have a limited amount of willpower or self control that can't lead to the always rational homo economicus. Kahneman's work laid the foundation of behavioral economics, which provided better insights into real world behavior. Kahneman's core ideas revolve around decision making in a world of uncertainties. He emphasized the importance of intuitive judgments, which are a halfway point between perceptions and reasoning. Our intuition depends on mental approaches we are comfortable with. Perhaps it is in financial markets that these psychological insights show up repeatedly. At the end of every asset bubble, the only certainty is that we will repeat the mistakes. Ka- uh, Kahneman's work is not judgmental in nature. He observed it is entrepreneurs' delusions of optimism that is one of capitalism's driving forces. His most important lesson was that economics is about human behavior, and we are complicated and sometimes unpredictable. Easily provoked the Hindu. India is not showing confidence about its own democratic record. New Delhi and Washington appear to be squaring off for the flight over the US, expressing its concern about the Modi government's actions ahead of the general election. After the US State Department spokesperson first made a comment on the arrest of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, the Ministry of External Affairs MEA summoned the acting deputy chief of the US mission in Delhi and sternly called on the US to desist from interfering in India's internal affairs. A dressing down was also handed to a German diplomat for a similar statement by Germany. However, while the German government appeared to tone uh, tone tone down its remarks, subsequently the U.S. administration seems to have doubled down, repeating statements on the need for fair, transparent, timely legal process and adding the freezing of the Congress party's accounts during the election campaign amongst its concern, prompting yet another rebuke. The US statement galling for the government are not new, and its concern over the Citizenship Amendment Act, farmers' protest actions against NGOs, and legal action against opposition politicians have been growing. The Modi government may wish to introspect about whether any of those interventions are valid concern, and it may be of significance to prove whether this brinkmanship is a symptom of a larger problem in the India-US relationship. Since the US announced an indictment into an alleged assassination plot against a Khalistani separatist and India critic, Gurpant Singh Pannu claimed a link to a top Indian national security official. The quality of public engagement appears to have suffered a setback, even though trade, technology sharing, and military and strategic cooperation remain strong. The decision by U.S. President Joe Biden to decline India's invitation as Republic Day chief guest and to attend the Quad summit, and the cancellation of U.S. NSA Jake Sullivan's visit, even as the post of Indian ambassador to Washington lies vacant, merit close examination. Given the care file over Mr. Kejriwal's arrest, New Delhi has a few choices. It can choose to continue this high decibel public and unseemly spat. It can pay the US back in the same fine by commenting on its internal developments, or it can refuse to be provoked. The last option may seem the least attractive to this government, which has made a habit of pu- pugilistic public diplomacy, but in fact would come from a place of strength and security. Global leadership of the kind that India aspires to requires broad shoulders and a thick skin when it comes to criticism, along with a quiet confidence that its democratic record should speak for itself. Thank you.